Agenda, information about free things.
So if you missed this episode, it'll cost you.
This mild cleverness.
And more coming up.
Welcome everyone. I'm your host JD Knapp, and this is Common Agenda. I'm sure by now you know how this whole show works. I say a thing, some other people say some things, you learn about what's happening around Emerson, etc., etc. Now, you may be thinking, it's not all that important, that it's just some fun little show. But you've got another thing coming. Myself, the producers, the writers, we've all got big plans. Now, I don't want to give anything away, but Common Agenda is going to change the world and change your life. Intrigued? Good. Let's get down to business. For all you VMA kids out there, you feeling a little talented today? Do you want to get your fancy-dancy film projects judged by some fancy-dancy Emerson people? Well, Emerson's LA Showcase submissions are now open for the 2013-2014 year. You can simply follow the guidelines on Emerson's website and then get a chance to have your work displayed to represent the heck out of this school. You have until December 11th to apply, so do not stress. We got about 2 months to get our acts together. The showcase does accept works in progress as long as they are completed by the date of the showcase. So get on it, y'all, and upload your beautiful films to Median. And one of our very own students played all 75 pianos that are set up around the streets of Boston this weekend. It's like this is an art school or something. Weird. Anyway, James Kennedy, a senior this year, has been live tweeting his quest to play all of those pianos. They have been set up as part of the Play Me I'm Yours art project that installs over 1,000 pianos in various cities around the country. Then there's this James fellow who has taken on all these pianos and blowing up our Twitter feeds. But no matter how excited we are about this, we cannot be as excited as the official Emerson College Twitter. But we are still definitely rooting for you, James. And some congratulations are in order for our very own Associate Professor, Mako Yoshikawa of the Writing, Literature, and Publishing Department on her publication in Best American Essays 2013. Originally published in the Missouri Review, her essay, My Father's Women, was one of hundreds of essays selected this year by the Houghton Mifflin Harcourt to publish. She beat out thousands of essays from all across the nation, making her accomplishment truly something special. Congratulations again, Professor. And apparently it's not only our student body that is really into pop culture events. The faculty's getting up on it too. Assistant Marketing Professor Kristen Lieb wrote an open letter to Sinead O'Connor, who wrote an open letter to Miley Cyrus, and basically just scolded everyone's butts while making her very compelling point about the exploitation of the music industry. So now we can totally justify our obsession with the current pop scandal, because our professors are kind of into it too. Now, we at the Common Agenda are going to write an open letter to that open letter, to the original open letter, saying that Professor Kristen Lieb knows what's up. And sophomore Michael Nutritia's nonprofit organization, the Shukuru Foundation, which he founded in July of 2012, is holding a fundraiser to raise awareness of terrorism in Kenya. On September 21st in a Nairobi mall, members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group opened fire, wounding at least 239 people and killing more than 62. The foundation is selling $5 Aminiqua Peace wristbands, the profit of which will be donated to the Red Cross. You can find out more about the organization, buy wristbands, and do much more on the organization's website, www.theshukurufoundation.com. You can also connect with the foundation on their Facebook page. This is actually a pretty important story, so I'm not going to undercut it with a joke. This isn't Tosh.0. And now we're going to send it over to Jamie Sanders, who has someone really important in studio today. What's going on, Jamie?
I'll tell you what's important. Nikki Morris is important. She is a representative of the on-campus group Emerson Pride. Now, Nikki, what does that stand for, Emerson Pride?
It stands for Progressives and Radicals in Defense of Employees.
See, because the first thing that I jumped to was, oh, is that a gay rights group? But
we get that, yeah.
So what is it that you do?
So we work with the employees on our campus, like janitors and food service workers, and also we do solidarity with workers around the globe.
Solidarity with workers around the globe. Is there a current agenda with that, relating to that right now?
Yeah, so right now we're working on the campaign End Death Traps, which is in association with USAS, United Students Against Sweatshops. And I don't know if you heard about what happened in Bangladesh, but there was a large factory collapse. And now we are trying to work to pressure our administration so that they'll help us to have large companies like JanSport and Champion, who make some of our clothing, sign on to an accord that would allow for workers there to have the right to unionize and to have safer working conditions. So that's what we're working on right now.
Well, that is very, very important, and I'm sure that after hearing that, somebody's going to want to get involved. So how on earth is somebody supposed to get involved with something that important?
We'll just check out Emerson Pride on Facebook one, but we're also having a teach-in about this whole thing. Walker 502, October 15th at 7:30, and we'll talk a lot more about the issue.
And you heard that here. Walker 502 at 7:30 on Tuesday, October 15th. That is the date to remember. And now, thank you so much for coming in. I know that I'm probably going to show up to that, actually. And now, let's see what alumni and Professor Marty Cook is up to. America's sweetheart Kerr has the inside scoop. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Take it.
Emerson on Common Agenda. Today we have a very exciting interview with an 82 Emerson alum, Marty Cook, who is an associate professor and the associate chair for the Visual and Media Arts Department at Emerson College. Let's go on inside Anson Building and meet with her in her office. Hello, I'm here with Marty Cook, an associate professor and associate chair of Visual and Media Arts at Emerson College. Thank you so much for being with us today, Marty.
My pleasure.
Great. Well, I'd like to start out by asking you if you could just tell us some background information about your career beyond Emerson as a writer and producer for film and television.
Okay, I got really lucky and I started at Columbia Pictures reading scripts for a producer who was making a movie called Jagged Edge, which starred Jeff Bridges and Glenn Close. But because I was a TV major, film goes so much slower that I wanted to get back into the fast-paced world of television and all the adrenaline rushes that go with it. From there, I went over to do some episodes for Full House at Warner Brothers. I knew the Olsen twins when they were little and not anorexic and not on drugs.
Right, the better face.
Very cute, yes. From there, I wrote a book called Right to TV, which is all about my experience being a television writer and producer. And you have to be a go-getter in this business or you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You just have to have passion. You have to, not take no for an answer.
Yes.
And, somebody told me the other day, and he said to me, whenever I hear the word no, he said, to me, no is a request for more information.
Well, thank you so much for all of that and for all of your time. We really appreciated having you with us today.
It was my pleasure.
Thanks so much. Once again, I'm Claire Kerr, and you've been watching After Emerson on Common Agenda.
Hey Agenders, Sam Howell here. Now let's see what kind of special events the Emerson community has got on tap this week. The Emerson Comedy Workshop, the oldest comedy troupe at Emerson, is doing their first show of the semester, God Hates Gags, this Thursday in the Cabaret at 9 p.m. It should be a great time because apparently comedy is a thing that makes you laugh, and people enjoy laughter these days. It's also super free and super fun, so you should probably get there a little early because free and fun things always attract us lazy college students. And there's a new junction for all those creative types that dominate the student body starting up. It's literally called Junction, and its first meeting is this Thursday at 7 p.m. in the Bill Bordy. Art from any medium can be shown there. In fact, that's the point. Junction requires that people from every major showcase their creativity, whether it's in their field or not. It's encouraged for film majors to show their poetry or for WLPs to show a painting. You can submit anything at Junction's website, junction.io, or just check out the meeting and see how talented everyone is that you happen to pass on the street. Either way, it should be an eye-opening and fun time for all involved. And are you looking for something fun to do with all your friends? What about someone to take that special someone? How about a free movie, or even better, 2 free movies? This Thursday night, the Department of Visual and Media Arts will be sponsoring a bright light screening of No Wind, No Waves and Thief from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Bright Family Screening Room. Both films are directed by Julian Higgins, an LA-based writer, director, and Emerson alum, so come on out this Thursday night. Whether you're interested in other cultures, artsy films, or just want somewhere to eat your popcorn, this is a cool event to check out. And Dragtoberfest is finally here again. Sponsored by Multicultural Student Affairs with Eagle, this event is part of Queer Awareness Month. To celebrate National Coming Out Day, you can go support your peers as they compete for the title of reigning drag queen or king, not to mention a special performance by last year's winner. Check it out this Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Cabaret in the Little Building. It's a show you won't want to miss. Finally, do you like bingo? Do you like Fight Club? Are you anxiously awaiting to see how these two things link together? Well, Emerson Main Events is sponsoring Cult Movie Bingo Night tonight at 7. The event takes place in the multipurpose room and encourages you to dress up in your favorite cult movie attire. I myself will be dressed as the birds from the film Birdemic, the fantastic cinematic masterpiece from the mind of James Newen. All the prizes from the event will be themed from your favorite cult movies from Mean Girls to Star Wars. Bring your lightsabers, ladies. And now it's time to see what Emerson Theater Production is up to. Good thing we have Alex Smith to let us know what must-see shows are coming up.
Hey Emerson, I'm Alex Smith reporting for Common Agenda's Stage Spotlight. Today we enter the world of Emerson Stage, an exciting opportunity for performing artists to get involved with acting, designing, and even working with professionals.
You worm! You man.
Joining us today is Daniel Anderson, one of the performers in the upcoming production, The Love of the Nightingale. Thanks for joining us today, Daniel.
No problem.
So tell us a little bit about your role in the production, and also a little bit about the plot.
All right, well, the show is basically a retelling of the Greek myth of Philomel and her sister Procne. It's got a whole bunch of Greek characters throughout mythology. I play Tereus, who's the king of Thrace. I come in, I save the day, and I start off as a hero. And then as the play goes on and on and on, I do some more things. You know, things happen between me and the characters. And let's just say how I start in the beginning is the exact opposite of where I end up.
What is unique about Emerson Stage?
Emerson Stage is a really, really cool program. You get to be involved in these crazy shows that a lot of times you haven't even heard about. I never heard about this show before I was in it. This is my first Emerson Stage show, so I'm really excited. The spaces we get to perform in are amazing. The Black Box is one of my favorite spaces that I've been in. And it's a great experience to be involved in, working with the faculty. It's really a learning process. Well, we all like to do our own little individual things first to get into our bodies and warm up our voices, just to make sure we're ready. But then we like to play games. We like to mess around. You know, it's kind of a dark show, so we like to start off pretty happy, start off in a good mood, so that we don't lose ourselves when all of this happens. The performances are going to be Thursday, October 10th through Sunday, October 13th, right here in the Black Box, so get your tickets.
All right, well, thank you, Dan, for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the show.
Thanks.
Well, there you have it. From the perspective of a performer, this Emerson Stage stuff seems pretty exciting. Now, before the curtains close on this segment of Stage Spotlight, I'm Alex Smith. See you next time.
That's all for today, commoners. I'm off to, well, I actually just nuzzle myself over there in the corner of the studio until next week. I've got a nice little fort built up where Sam and I spend our nights cuddling up together, telling each other ghost stories about the spirit of Bobby Felto. We may not have changed the world this time, but just you wait. We're playing a long con here, biding our time, lulling you into a false sense of security, and that's when we'll strike. All right, this has been a little weird. I'm just gonna wrap it up real quick. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Common Agenda. We'll see you again on Thursday with Colby, Mariah, Sam, and of course, Jamie Sanders. I'm JD Knapp. Thank you for watching The Common Agenda.